Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Audi SQ5. This one is finished off in Mythos Black Metallic, and the MSRP is just over $75,000. We also have the Prestige package for this particular model, which is just over $9 grand just for that. But let's start off with what powers the SQ5. This has a 3-liter turbocharged V6. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 349 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,200-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, up to its top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you will notice this has the traditional hexagonal grille, finished off in gloss black, but this model also has the blacked out package. So we have, or the black optics. So we have the black logo as well as the SQ5 there. There is a forward-facing camera and plenty of cutouts up top to provide a lot of cooling. Now, this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. More sensors down below for the adaptive cruise, along with the parking sensors, and then even more cutouts right in the middle. Now, there's also 2 distinctive lines that come down both sides of the hood, just to give it more of a sporty look. And this also has the 20-inch wheels. They have a multi-spoke design to them with that 2-tone finish. This also has the Sport S package, so it provides it with the red brake calipers, as well as the adjustable adaptive suspension and the Sport rear differential. This has the body colored power folding side mirrors. There's a turn signal, a camera. They are heated too. Full moonroof up top, and all of the window trim is blacked out too. Now, there's a very crisp line that runs just above those door handles. Some more contoured lines in the lower side skirt there. Gives it a very nice look for this mid-size SUV. We have the integrated spoiler with the 3rd brake light, wiper blade down below, LED taillights, all of the blacked out badges. There's the backup camera with all the sensors, and this even has that S Sport quad tip dual exhaust. Now, it can tow right around 4,400 pounds, so we have a pretty practical, smaller size SUV. The Q3 is going to be a little bit smaller, of course, but very practical and has those towing capabilities. Now, in back, as you can tell, there are some items back here. There's a spare up underneath the floor, but there's a lot of space with the seats up. Now, with that adaptive suspension, you can even raise and lower the rear of this vehicle. So if you are loading in some items, you want to lower it, so you can easily do that. That is just with a push of a button, you can easily do that. Now, there's LED lights back here, and you can even fold down these seats by pulling on those tabs just to get a little bit more interior space. And then up top, you can close or lock the vehicle as well by using those controls up top. Now, you can also lock and unlock with the back door handles, so that makes it much more convenient. And for this model, there's the carbon fiber-like trim accent just behind the brushed aluminum. There's Alcantara and leather, Bang & Olufsen sound system, and a little bit of storage down below. Now, from this angle, with the back seat down, you can see just how much more interior space you will have. And then we have the full leather with the diamond stitch pattern for these back seats. And then hopping into them at 5'10", I have plenty of space. There's storage nets. These are heated seats. We have temperature adjustments, auxiliaries, and the climate vents there. And we even have a little bit of bolstering support down by my thighs here. So these 2 seats are going to be very comfortable. You have a little bit of a hump there if you are that middle passenger. Right in the middle, we have the armrest along with 2 cup holders, and you can even fold down this middle seat if you need to grab some items in the back. Full moonroof, like I mentioned earlier, very spacious for the size of this SUV. And then up front, door panel is just like the rear. However, there's the memory seating adjustments, side mirror controls, all the window adjustments, liftgate release, and even more storage. And then even more lateral support for these front seats, which have a fantastic design to them. Now, we are greeted with a solid and perforated steering wheel. On this right side, there's the heated steering wheel control, Bluetooth and voice commands, volume and tuning. This has paddle shifters too. And let's fire this up, where we can go over all of these controls. Underneath that, this is cruise control and the distance pacing. But for the virtual cockpit, if I use the scrolling dial, On that left side, we can go through all this information, just depending on what you would like to see. And then we can scroll over to notes. We can go into your navigation, and then we can even go back to your phone. Now, in the nav, if I click on view, we can actually pull that up in full screen, as well as going over the rest of this information. So just depending on what you need to see for the day, you can quickly do that. Now on this left side, there's all the headlight adjustments along with some dimmer switches, a lot of storage space down below where you can place some additional items, and this even has a head-up display. It is just going to show your miles per hour, and then you can adjust the height of it too, or shut it off just by pushing on that. And as we work our way to the infotainment system, this left side is all presets. So you have shortcuts to your nav, you can get into your phone as well as your music, and back to home. Now on home, we can scroll over to a search, so you can type in anything you're looking for, and then we have this split style, or you can get into all the apps just by swiping over. So there's a ton that you can go into. 2 air vents underneath that, more of that carbon fiber-like trim, and then these are heated front seats. We have all the climate adjustments right in the middle with the brushed aluminum controls, temperature dials on both sides, as well as some defrosters. Underneath that, there are shortcuts to your drive select. So you can go through all of these depending on what you're doing for the day. There's the engine start stop, traction control, parallel parking, parking sensors, a downhill assist, and you can shut that upper screen off if you'd like to. A few auxiliaries down below with some storage, square shaped design right in front of the shifter for more storage, as well as on this right side. There's power, volume, and tuning. And then if we put this into reverse, we have that 360 camera system. So you have no shortage of visibility around this entire vehicle, which is nice to see. There's drive, and then you also have the manual setting. So you can shift here or with those paddles. E-brake is behind that. And then we have the wireless charging pad, which you can open up to reveal 2 cup holders, which are heated and cooled. And you still have space underneath this, so you can charge your phone even with this open, which is nice. There's enough space there. When you slide it back forwards, you have a little bit more space behind that, and you can even adjust this armrest depending on what you're doing for the day. Plenty of storage in that glove box there. There's the touch sensitive dome lights, and the controls for that sunshade and the sunroof as well. And plenty of visibility over both shoulders. But let's go ahead and get this sporty Audi out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. So quick in the shifts, and with a mild acceleration, we're back up to speed. So very impressive for this $75,000 Audi SUV. Now in the lineup of Audis, we have the Q3 and the Q7. So the 5 is right in the middle. You have a lot of different options depending on your budget, your size. You have a lot, like I mentioned, for this particular model. And hopefully you can hear that exhaust. If I put it into comfort now, we'll give it a mild acceleration once we slow back down here. You hear a little bit more of the engine versus some of that exhaust in dynamic mode. So it's nice that those are functional. And for this interior, I am surprised we do have some plastic up on the dash, but aside from that, all the rest of the materials are very nice. And I could see daily driving this. From my experience owning an Audi, I do have an R8, so a little bit more of a more special Audi. They're very reliable, very easy to maintain. I work on my own car, so the maintenance for this should be much less, of course, and especially if you do it yourself, it shouldn't cost all that much. However, if you do take it in, I don't know the costs of that, but it should be relatively easy to afford. This is a luxury brand, but there's nothing too special about it. It's still a normal-ish vehicle, even though we do have the Audi brand. But it's very nice. Very smooth too. Let's see, this is going to be in parking lot situations. So let's test making a UE. Pretty tight. We're able to stay on the road here, which is nice. And it sounds so good. I am impressed with that. That is going to wrap it up though for this 2024 Audi SQ5 Prestige. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.